Hey everybody, John here. I was listening to the radio a little while ago, and the guy with the topic on the show was, should you spank your kids or not spank your? Happy Labor Day, by the way. It's Labor Day. Should you spank your kids or should you not spank your kids? And for some reason, it triggered this memory of something that happened. I would say probably the late '80s, maybe 1990, somewhere around there. And it's funny now, but I think when it happened, it probably was not funny. Say, just as a coincidence, today's Labor Day, so traffic's a little calmer. I think everybody's off of work, or most people are off work today. So the traffic's not super heavy. I just wanted to point that out in case you didn't notice. Usually this part of town is just like super busy. All right, so the setup for this story is that my sister was married to this Italian guy, and his father was Italian. I think they were all from Chicago. So as far as being pretty steeped in Italian culture, they were, and they all had bad tempers too. So that's like the first part of the story is his dad. I don't know, what generation Italian they were, but I would say pretty heavy. Because I think his dad used to live in Chicago and then moved down here and had a business. And my sister got married to his son. And so they were going to have like a 4th of July thing. So it was a big thing where all the Pernas, that's what their names were, Pernas, they were all, daughters and sons, cousins, and all their family that were down here all came to the barbecue, which was like, it was probably mostly outside. Like people were outside drinking beers, and people were outside, and we were playing games and stuff, and some people were hanging out inside. It was one of those nice days that's supposed to be, everything's just supposed to go nice and smooth. I was there, my brother was there, I think my mom was there. So it was like the two families, my brother, my sister and their family both came to the barbecue. So I'm probably about, I'm trying to think of how old I am. Maybe 18 or 19, something around there. I can't remember exactly. At one point I worked for them for about a year. The family business was a fire alarm business, and I worked for their business for a while. So, but I can't remember if this was before or after that. Anyway, so I'm outside and we're playing jarts. If you can remember, jarts were the big lawn darts that you throw up and you try to land in like a big hula hoop thing. If you can imagine, if you don't know what jarts are, imagine a dart, like you throw at the little dartboard, but very large and heavy. They weren't necessarily pointy, but still I think you could probably hurt somebody with them. So we're out there playing jarts, and one of the grandkids or something thought it'd be funny to come up and grab one of the jarts since we were playing. I guess kids do that. Like they grab the ball and run, you know what I mean? Thinking it was funny. So I think it had happened one time already. They had already stolen one and just took off running, thinking it was funny. Well, by the second time, they came in and stole one of the jarts and just ran away. I instinctually took off running after the kid. So I would say the kid was probably 8 or 9. And I'm like, my train of thought is like, this kid's being like disrespectful. It's not cool. We're trying to play a game. And I take off running after him. And the best way to stop him, instead of like tackling him, I just tripped his foot. You just sweep the leg. Sweep the leg, Daniel. So I sweep his leg, he falls down and crashes, probably running full speed. But I didn't want to tackle him and really hurt him. That's the thing that's the point I'm trying to make, is I didn't want to hurt him. I just wanted to say, hey, stop stealing our darts. So I trip him. I don't remember if he cried or not. I grab the dart, I say, stop stealing the dart, that's not cool. So he immediately goes to his mother, probably, or father, or his grandfather, which is my stepfather. It's like my sister's husband's dad, and tells him, oh, I kicked him and he was crying or something. So I'm out still playing darts, not thinking anything of it. And he comes walking out. I think he said something like, "Where the fuck is Jason at?" You know, he sounded really angry. So I was like, kind of caught in the headlights. I was like, uh-oh. And I'm thinking, oh, should I walk out there and say what? So I decided to hide behind a tree, which is funny. There was some trees behind the backyard. So I'm like, well, the thing is, the tree wasn't very big, so it was like me trying to hide behind a tree. And I was like putting a plan together to get the fuck out of there, because I had a feeling, because of I knew he had a bad temper, that he was gonna come out and get in my face, and I didn't want to get in a fight with him. You know, he was probably bigger than me, and you don't want to get in a fight with your relatives, you know. So I'm standing behind a tree, and I think he saw me eventually. And then his son comes out, my brother-in-law comes out and goes, "Hey, you're not gonna fucking touch him," something like that, you know. "You're not gonna touch him." And gets in his dad's face, because I think, you know, being his son, he knew that he was going to probably do something stupid, whether he, like, you know, push me, or I don't know. I don't really know what would have happened. I don't know if he would have tried to punch me or not. I never found out. But when he came out and said, you know, "You're not going to touch him," he stuck up for me, which was really a cool thing to do. And so I think when his son caught his attention, I actually like ran around the house, like from the other way, like sneaky, like, you know, like very sneaky, you know, creeping. I creeped around the house, got in my car, and just took off, because I'm like, I don't want to get in a fight. I was just like not a fighter, you know what I mean? Like that wasn't my prerogative at the time. If somebody's pissed off, just, you know, deal with it. So after, there was no punchline after that. It was like, it was just forgotten about. Next time I saw him, I don't think he ever said anything about it. But I think it had a lot to do with alcohol and, you know, temper. It's like, so when you drink, some people's tempers get worse, you know what I mean? Or your judgment at least gets worse. And some people like to get drunk and fight, you know, or they just get pissed off. I'm not like that when I have a lot of beers. A little squirrel hanging out there. Hey, little squirrel. Yeah, I'm not like that. I don't get drunk and get into fights. If I get drunk, I usually just get kind of just chilled. And I don't think I've ever gotten in a fight when I've been drunk. I'm always a sober fighter. Anyway, I thought you might enjoy that quick story about the time I almost got beat up by my father-in-law. It always just is one of those question marks. Like, I don't know what would have happened. Would he have pushed me? Would he have come up and grabbed me by the throat? I don't know. But I guess it just turned out for the best, you know. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good Labor Day. Do they have a laser day? I don't know. Anyway, make sure you do me a favor. A lot of you guys haven't been subscribing to my other channel, and I'm very disappointed. Mr. John Swift DIY. Go over there and click the subscribe, please. And we'll see you later in the next video. Take care, guys.